Hi, it's Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. So if you want help with dating, relationships, asexual life, love, and friendships, this is the place to be. Click that subscribe button now and hit that bell icon so you never miss an episode. So in today's episode, I'm going to be discussing with you basically signs you're not over your ex and what to do about it. So when I say an ex, it could be an ex-partner, could be an ex-lover, could be an ex as in someone you dated but you weren't actually in a committed relationship with. So ex, I mean in the sense of you've dated them or been in a relationship with them, or you've had some sort of an arrangement, like sexual or romantic arrangement with them, right? Could be friends with benefits, for example. So signs you haven't gotten over one of these types of exes would be the fact that you can't stop thinking about them. If they are on your mind every single day and you just can't get them out of your head, you're clearly still not over that person. It's normal from time to time for us to think about an ex, but if we are thinking about them constantly every single day of our life, then clearly you're not over that person yet. If you are jealous of other people being with that ex, so for example, they get to be in a relationship with that person, they get to date that person, maybe you just notice they're flirting with that person, your ex, and you get jealous. Or even maybe you get jealous of people being in their life like they're friends because they're spending time and the person who's your ex doesn't spend any time with you anymore because you're exes. These are all signs that you haven't gotten over your ex, right? Another thing is if you dream about your ex. So this would be a subconscious thing where you dream and they, you're lying asleep. Maybe you don't even think about them before you go to bed, but subconsciously they come back into your dreams. And in your dreams, you might be in a relationship with them. You might see them in a relationship with someone else and feel horrible about it. Or it could even be that they cheated on you if, they did bad by you. Just because you can't get over an ex right now doesn't mean to say that they were a good ex for you. They might not have been a good ex for you. Often when we have deep wounds, when we're emotionally hurt, then we can actually think about that person far more because it's like they've taken some joy out of our life and replaced it with some pain in our life, and it's kind of like thorns in our side. So when there's a deep emotion and feeling there, it's quite common to still think about that person. Maybe also that you still haven't come to terms with the fact that you're not in a relationship or not seeing this person anymore. So again, you're constantly thinking about the possibility of contacting them, communicating with them, whether that be now or in the future. And you can't really let them go. You think, right, okay, I'm not with them now, but maybe I'll be back with them in the future. Maybe I'll see them again in the future. Maybe something will happen. So you bring up these scenarios in your head of what if? What if I meet this person again? What if I contact this person again? What if we go out on a date again? What if we end up in a relationship again? What if in 3 years' time we end up being together again? This what if scenario means you're still holding on to them. You haven't fully let them go, right? I haven't let all the guys in my past go yet, right? Like the ones this year particularly are, the ones most prominent are the ones this year, which I'm still getting over, right? So, I know I'm not fully over, that. So I'm working on it. So when you have these things come up, these feelings, these emotions, you have to actually acknowledge them. So one of the things you need to do in order to deal with the situation and eventually get over it and move on is to actually confront the feelings, is to realize and recognize that you do still have feelings for this person. If they make you angry still, obviously that's a sign that you might not be over them. But obviously they might have caused you a lot of trauma. But again, you're still holding on to that trauma. But some of us can be traumatized years later and it can be deep rooted. I'm not saying that is not something that's meant to happen. Sometimes it does. I've had, you know, a lot of trauma in my life. So I understand that, you know. But the first thing we need to do is to come to terms with the fact that we're still not over that person and recognize that, because it means we've got work to do on that, because we can't fully let someone else into our lives, into our heart, into loving us directly and us loving them. We can't commit to someone else if we're still hankering after a previous ex. If we still got feelings for a previous ex, if we're still keeping in contact with a previous ex, we can't fully commit our love and everything to a new person in our life, right? And there can be something called back burner relationships. And what a back burner relationship is basically when you've got an ex and you still contact them every so often. And so you might not be physically intimate with them, you might not be seeing them, but every so often you message them. That's something known as a back burner relationship. Or maybe you're still connected to them on social media, whereas you're having a relationship with someone else and still connected on the social media. You're keeping that contact just in case your current relationship doesn't work out, like a safety net. This is what a back burner relationship is, right? So, you know, this is why when I cut guys off that I'm romantically interested in that's no good for me and I know it's not going to be compatible, I cut them off. I have to cut them off completely in contact with me for social media, for example, because as much as possible, because I know I cannot give my love to someone else fully if I'm still keeping in contact with the other person, still having feelings for them. But just because I'm not directly in contact with them doesn't mean to say I don't still have feelings for some of them. That's taking time. So another thing is, if you visualize, do visualization, and this person comes into your visualization. So I am on a dating app detox at the moment. I'm really focused on myself and getting my life sorted, clearing through some of the stuff in my bedroom and in my flat, little by little. And I'm just like leaning into clearing out, getting on with it and sorting it out, you know? And so my main priority at the moment is looking after myself, my health, and to get over the pain of dating this year and potential relationships that have gone nowhere. And so, yeah, that's been difficult for me, right? But in this, today I did a webinar, which was how to be an irresistible magnet to your perfect relationship, something like that. And I thought I would go on it, even though I'm not active on, well, even though I'm definitely not active on dating apps anymore. I think that it's still good to learn relationship skills for future and to just help upskill yourself, right? So I went on this webinar and I was quite pleased in the sense that this woman's come up with a formula, and I've pretty much worked out quite a lot of that formula recently on my own. So part of the formula, which I shared with you the other day, is what you have to do is sit down with pen and paper and reflect yourself on what you like about your life, what's good about your life, what you want to keep in your life, and then what's bad about your life, what's causing you a lot of sadness and unhappiness, right? And then what you need to do is bridge the gap between the two. So basically, what is missing? What is missing, and what do you need to get rid of? So the things that are bad, not making you feel good, you need to get rid of those or limit them as much as possible, and get some more good stuff in your life in order to build the good stuff up, so that the negative stuff and the stuff that's not feeling any good can actually diminish and diminish and diminish as much as possible, and your life can get so much better. This is what I'm working on, which I already did start working on, as you know, on this channel, because I've told you about it before I did this webinar today. So it's called a process of clearing, you know, and gaining clarity, basically. And, you know, so I'm pretty much doing a lot of this stuff. It's like clearing old energy she was talking about, like stuff to do with exes. And so I'm working on that at the moment, you know. So yeah, I'm just really pleased I'm on the right track. But we had to do this visualizations meditation. And sure enough, when I did the visualization again, this Indian guy came up, sat on my bed, white shirt on, dark hair. Although for some reason this guy looks a bit white skinned rather than coloured skinned, so it's a bit weird. I'm thinking, how can he be Indian looking with more paler skin? So it's a bit strange, but I can't see his face completely 100%. So anyway, I visualized this guy sat on the bed, the Indian guy, white shirt, 23 years old, and literally holding hands in front of me and him. And it's really weird because the person who was taking the webinar, she said, oh, when you're doing the visualization, picture your ideal person holding their hands out in front of them and holding yours. And that's the exact visualization I've been having for years about, you know, the Indian guy I've never met before. And so that was really strange because before the webinar, I was thinking about completely giving up on the idea maybe of an Indian guy and thinking about having a different type of younger foreign guy as a life partner, possibly, rather than just an Indian guy all the time that I keep focusing on. And, you know, it's possible, but at the end of the day, would I actually be happy with someone else and not an Indian guy when it's Indian guy I really want in my heart of hearts and believe I should be with? So that's kind of hard because at the moment, I'm just really not in a good frame of mind with Indian guys. You know, I just feel that they're just so marriage focused. And I know people might think that's really good, but a lot of them, to me, with the marriage, it's just like a formality. It's not really like, you know, it's like something they do out of duty for their parents. It's not because they actually truly like love a person and really want to be with that person. It's like they'll have a marriage, yet they'll have people outside to fulfill their emotional needs. You could say emotionally cheating, because it's like, you know, it's like the marriage is a formality and they will have other women that they're kind of having emotional affairs with. This is the kind of conclusion I'm coming to from when I'm talking to guys, especially as I'm asexual. I think that they can just use me to have intimate emotional attachment and connection, and then they can just go and marry someone else while still maintaining all that type of thing with me. There's an Indian guy that actually wrote nicely to me on Facebook because I'm still in the Indian dating group since April, and he's in the UK, but I noticed in his post that I was out of his birth certificate age range that he was looking for. So I just commented on the post and said, and I said, wished him good luck because I thought clearly I'm not suitable for him. Then he started coming in my inbox saying, oh, yeah, I'm interested. I saw your profile. I'm interested. I saw you want friendship. And I made it quite clear. This is what my last live stream was about as well. I made it quite clear that I'm not looking for a friendship. I'm looking for a relationship. So instead of me doing what I usually do with Indian guys and thinking, oh, well, at least an Indian guy's in my life and it will be nice to have a friend in the UK, I didn't do that this time. I categorically told him that, you know, I am looking for a relationship, not a friendship, and I'm not going to emotionally invest in a guy who wants something completely different to me. And so I was really pleased that I had the guts to stick up to him and say that, right? Part of me still thinks, well, yeah, it would be nice to have an Indian friend in London. But at the end of the thanks for the thumbs up, lots of love. But I thought, no, I'm going to get emotionally hurt. I'm sick of it. I'm still hurting at the moment from the guys I dated, and I don't want more hurt piled on me, you know? So I told this guy that I told this guy that, you know, that I made it perfectly clear on my post, I'm looking for a relationship, not a friendship. And therefore, basically, I'm not going to be emotionally investing in someone, a guy who doesn't want the same things as me. And, you know, I'll get attached and get hurt. And I don't want that for myself. So that's no good for me, you know? And I want to be sharing secrets as part of intimacy in a relationship. You know, they're basically taking my post and what I'm looking for in a relationship and saying that they can give me that in a friendship. That's not what I'm after. I don't want to be sharing intimate secrets when that is part of how I love as an asexual person. You know, yes, I share really deep secrets with my bestest friends, but I'm not going to share my deepest secrets with some guy off the internet that I don't even know, that's no intention of marrying me, that's basically just going to use me as an emotional connection affair type of person, when in years later he's going to get married, probably will stop speaking to me when he gets married anyway, you know? So I just don't want that in my life, you know? I don't want to be in that position. I haven't unfriended him on Facebook yet, you know, but I don't want to regularly talk to him like that, you know? Because it would just hurt me, and so I'm not going to do that. So, you know, when you're upset over an ex and you're still you still haven't gotten over them, it's no good jumping into another relationship or another dating scenario. So I will make this clear, like, one of the things you need to do is recognize that you haven't got over the ex, and before trying to jump into a relationship with someone else or jump into a dating scenario with someone else, you have to heal. Because if you don't, you're going to take the pain of the previous situation and bring it to a new potential relationship, and that's just going to hurt each other, right? So you have to try and get over the person first and take some time out. That is why I'm on a dating app detox, and quite frankly, it's the best thing for me right now and for the foreseeable future, because I don't want to be doing that again. I had a lot of pain and upset with that, and I'm not going to be doing it for the foreseeable future. Doesn't feel good anymore, doesn't feel right anymore. And this relationship webinar I was on today, like I said, the Formula the Woman's Guy, I already started that type of thing for myself. And I was amazed at how I've sort of come up with this formula myself, or part of the formula, without even seeing this webinar. The webinar confirmed it for me, and even the dating coach was saying, if you're visualizing an ex, for example, in the visualization she got us to do, then because another girl had that, then you aren't over your ex. So that's another thing you can tell if you're not over your ex. Now, for me, I visualized the Indian guy I've always visualized, and I visualized him holding my hands as usual. So it was kind of weird to still have the exact same visualization again. Weird, as in, like, I still haven't found this guy yet, but when I was doing the visualization and she mentioned a first kiss, then my mind switched to the 21-year-old that I kissed this year, and that was really upsetting. Again, I know I'm still not over him, so I'm taking my time to get over him. I know that I only had one date with him. It was one kiss, but I'm a hyper romantic. It's very powerful for me. And I developed some love feelings for him that I'm not yet over. As a hyper romantic, I know myself well, and I know it takes up to 8 months to get rid of these feelings. So I just have to know that it's going to take me up to 8 months. Doesn't mean to say it is going to be 8 months, but up to 8 months, usually, to get over a person like this. This is just the way I work. I know it's quite strange, maybe, to some people who never get love feelings or don't experience any love feelings until they've been seeing someone for a while, until they've been seeing someone for months and stuff like that. Liam, you are such a warm, good person, Sandra. You deserve only the best. Oh, lots of love, Liam. Lovely to see you. Big virtual hugs for you. I always appreciate you being here. I haven't seen you for a while. I was thinking the other day, what's happened to Liam? So I'm glad to see you. It's an absolute pleasure as always. Thank you so much. Yeah, I do deserve the best. I totally agree with you. And the 21-year-old guy wasn't the best for me, because he clearly doesn't, well, he said he doesn't want a relationship, which is fair enough, but I'm not going to do your friends with benefits either, right? And, he didn't really care about me, not really. So anyway, I need to move on. But, moving on does take time. And I know it takes me time. And so, like, I could just go on dating apps again and try and forget about him that way. But I'm not going to be doing that, because I don't want to go on dating apps anymore. Like I said, you need to recognize that you've got feelings for an ex. He wasn't my ex as in a relationship. He was ex as in I dated. Because when I started this video, I told you I'm going to be discussing exes. It might just be someone you dated, like an ex date. I'm not over that guy yet. I need to get over him, because he's really not right for me, and that's a good thing when you actually can put, in front of your mind's eye, or list all the reasons someone's not right for you. It does help you to move on, but still, if you've got strong feelings for them, it can kind of pull you back. So you end up with this like tightrope. One end's going like, be sensible. This person's clearly not right for you. You need to move on. And then you're like, but I had this feeling. It was so intense. And it's like, the rope's stretching. And so that's sometimes how it feels inside, like a rope is stretching between two ends. And it's like you're stuck in the middle. And so it's like, this is a logical, this person's no good for you side. And this is a heart, oh my God, yes. And it's clearly the person's not right for me whatsoever. I know that. And I won't be, used as friends with benefits scenario whatsoever. So, I know I've made the right decision, but it's just like, like I just get feelings. It's hard to let them go. Haven't seen you for a while. Oh, I have been on, Liam. I was on twice last night, but I guess I'm doing it at kind of strange different times some of the time at the moment. Because, my life is a bit up and well, it's better, it's getting more stable again now, which I'm really happy about. Since Sunday particularly, I'm feeling a lot better than I was last week, which is really good because I had CPTSD symptoms come back. So yeah, I'm feeling since Sunday I'm really getting my stuff together, if you know what I mean. So I feel more confident again, happy, and happier. It's good. I'm very productive at the moment. I had a really productive day. Whenever I'm productive, I feel good. So, but that's why I can't keep to a set schedule, because I'm just, sorting things out. So one of the things I would say is, if you're going to try and get over an ex, which you should do, is actually to plow yourself, your time, energy, and efforts into things that really make you feel good, make you come alive. That, distraction alone will not solve the problem, but you do need to distract your mind, otherwise it does become a broken record. Like, if you have feelings for someone in the past and all you'll do is constantly focusing on them every single day, sometimes it can feed itself, so you just think about them and think about them and think about it. So I think distraction is one thing that you should be using as a tool, not the whole thing, but as a tool to help you to get over that person, and really be productive and change your life a lot, so that you've got lots of things that fill your life up, that's fun. Get balanced as well. Very much pay attention to your health. Like, at the moment, I'm much more about health and about well-being, and about sorting my environment out. So when you're still not over an ex, you need to work on yourself. Like, that might seem counterintuitive. It might be like, why do I need to work on myself if the person that I was dating or in a relationship with wasn't good to me? And it still requires you to work on yourself, because if they weren't good to you, it will have left you with some negative feelings, maybe lowered your confidence, maybe lowered your self-esteem, maybe not made you feel good in general, and you'll crave that person more if you've got like gaps in your life or holes that need filling, and you feel a bit lonely or left out or lost. So fill your life up with productive things that make you feel happy and joyous. Try to change some of the things you're doing so that you are feeling like you're progressing and moving forward with your life, and that you can actually change it. Because if you don't feel you can change your situation and the way you feel about that person, you're just like going to be like a dog running around after its own tail and going around in circles all the time. You have to believe that you can change this situation and it won't last forever. Like, the good thing about me being a hyper romantic, knowing it takes 8 months to get over someone, which is a pain in the butt, it really is, but at least I know I can do it. I can do it repeatedly. But 8 months to me is a long time. It's like over half a year. It's like, do I really have to wait that long? And I'm not actually waiting for it, but I just know usually it's 8 months till that person, till I don't care if that person's seeing someone else. Basically, I know I'm over that person. I'm not going to say I'm 100% totally like don't think about them, because I can still think about them, and sometimes I do still think, what if? So maybe I'm not 100% over everything, but I know I'm over them in the main, and over them enough to know that I don't care if they get into a relationship with someone else, start dating someone else, or start seeing someone else. That's when I really know that I'm in the clear from being attached to them still too much, and still having feelings for them. When I can just think, right, if they get into a relationship with someone else, I really don't care. Good luck to them. That's fine, But when I'm not at that stage yet, I know I still have feelings for the person. I'm still thinking about actually being with them myself. Then I know I'm not over with that. Even if I know they're no good for me and I'm not going to get back with them or be with them again, then I still know that I'm not over them. If I'm still picturing possibly being with them, if I'm still thinking about them, and I wouldn't be happy if they were with someone else. But if I'm happy that can be with someone else in a relationship, I don't care anymore. I've just been there, done that, got the t-shirt, everyone else is welcome to that person. Then I know I'm over them. That for me is being over them, when I can move on and think, I don't care if they're with someone else, whoever it is, I really don't care at all. And so that's a real big telltale sign for me that I'm over that person. And when I can actually start feeling good about looking for someone else again, that's when I know usually I'm over the person as well. At the moment, I don't want to be actively going on dating apps anymore. I've had enough of it, to be quite honest. At the moment, with Indian guys, I don't have a good feeling about them anymore at the moment. I still, like I said, I did this webinar earlier about finding your ideal relationship or perfect relationship, they said, and I was still visualizing an Indian guy soulmate from a past life in this vision, like I have before, which the guy I haven't met in this lifetime yet. But I always feel sad usually after I see that, because it's like, oh, I haven't met him yet, and so clearly that's not good to be having sad emotions. So lately I've just been trying not to think about that, and maybe I could be with a guy who's younger, foreign, but not Indian in a relationship. That's totally possible. But you know, will I regret not being with an Indian guy where I totally believe I should be with one? So it's like kind of weird. But you know, I don't want to be in the space of feeling bad or upset. And to be honest, at the moment, like I said, with Indian guys, I'm just so disheartened. Like I just don't really trust them anymore very much at the moment, and that's not good. I've never had a trust issue that much with Indian guys before. I've never had a general trust issue, only trust issue with individuals. But right now, I don't really trust many of them at all. Maybe it's because a lot of the guys that are coming through from this dating group I'm in on Facebook still, I wrote a post in there in April and still getting guys every single day, well, nearly every single day, who just message me from this group. The majority in there aren't actually good guys. Like I've had Indian guys, older Indian guys, and they're warn me, say, you know, please do not let these guys take advantage of you, because most of them are fake in there and they just wanted a visa to come to UK. So I have been warned that that's the type of guys in there, and maybe that's what's causing a problem in my mind, is I'm just keeping seeing these same type of guys. When you keep seeing a consistent pattern and you know they're not good guys, it's going to fill your head with like all guys in that type of thing are bad, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So that actually is not good for me. But at the moment, I don't have any like really good feelings towards Indian guys as much as I used to. I still believe I have an Indian soulmate, and I still believe he's really good, and I still believe he's totally 100% honest, and I still think about that. But the actual reality of the guys I'm meeting at the moment, or have met in the past, should I say, and the guys that contacted me through that group, I just get disheartened. I just like, you know, you're just like, want a wife, what for? To cheat on her, to go and chat up other women, because that's what most of them are doing. I'm just thinking, why get married? I just think it's so disgusting, so disloyal, so disrespectful, so horrible. And a lot of the time they just think, they treat women like they're not as intelligent as them, or they should be cooking and cleaning and having, you know, a housewife, or they should be coming in and the woman should be providing a home for them and a job for them and all this rubbish. I get sick of Indian guys using women. You know, this is the darker side of Indian guys, if you like. I get sick of them using women. I really do. I'm not saying all Indian guys are like this, but, you know, I get sick of them using women. I really do. And I get sick of them marrying. For what purpose? If you shouldn't, in my opinion, you should not be marrying unless it's for love and dedication and 100% commitment. If you can't be 100% committed, because serious committed relationship takes commitment. You know, if you can't do that, be and stay single forever, because a woman deserves better than that. Anyone deserves better than that. I can't stand people who cheat, you know, and I really hate it when I get Indian guys approach me when they've got a wife. It's like, F off. Do you know what I mean? I feel like saying to them, you know what I mean? But it's like, how can you do that? How can you? Because collectively, Indian guys are so into marriage. It's like the biggest thing in their life that they have to do. And their mummies and daddies tell them to do it. And they have to do it for cultural reasons, societal reasons, and because they want it. But, you know, a lot of the time, they don't actually appreciate it. They don't actually, you know, love the person enough not to cheat on them, love the person enough not to chat other people up. You know what I mean? It's just like, why get married? I just think it's disgusting, you know? And I've had people say, oh, marriage is a sacred thing. Maybe sometimes it is. My parents have been married for 53 years now. And, you know, they have a very, like, old-fashioned marriage, if you like, but at least they're damn well committed to each other, and they don't go and flirt with other people, and they're not there sleeping around. They're very dedicated, love each other, my parents do, and I'm really happy that they are like that, even though I don't want their type of relationship, because I'm a modern age girl and my mum's like a housewife and loves it. I do respect the fact that they've got a good marriage and they're not going around chatting other people up, and then, you know, they're not doing anything deceiving or horrible to each other. They love each other, and they do very much committed to each other through the good times and bad, you know. But in modern society, which I do like a modern relationship in terms of that I'm young, and, you know, I do like being able to like communicate on social media with the person, like my partner if I have one, and all this type of stuff. But you know, a lot of it's just swipe culture, and people just seem to get married for the wrong reasons. It's just like it's a out of duty, and it's just like it's part of a structure, and they say it's sacred, but yet they don't even live by those words. A lot of them, they're like, oh, marriage is sacred, but yeah, it's all right for me to chat other women up, it's all right for me to be non-committed, it's all right for me to not put any time, energy and effort into it, it's all right, the woman's there just to clean for me to tell her what to do, and for me to act like I'm more intelligent than her by saying this, that and the other, like she doesn't already know it. I find it really patronizing. Some Indian guys say stuff to me and I'm like, do you not realize the intelligence I have? I've been in personal professional development since 2012. I've been on this channel since 2015. Some people I just find really insult my intelligence. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like they'll show me something. I'll be like, I don't know that already. It's like, I'm not saying I know everything. I can always learn stuff. Like I said, I was on a webinar today to see if I could learn any more relationship skills. It's important, right, for me. And obviously I can help you when I learn stuff myself. And I already found out I was on the right track anyway by like what I've just realized myself, which is great. But I've always got stuff to learn. Everyone's got stuff to learn. But when I get these guys coming in, the way they speak to me is like patronizing. I remember months ago, I had this Indian guy come from the group, and he said he was going to move to the UK, like loads of them do, but they don't really, you know, they really just want to hook you into like, oh yeah, let's get emotionally attached so you'll help me out with a visa. No. And so, you know, I have these guys that just come in my inbox, and, you know, one of these guys, he's like, oh, well, I didn't realize you're a famous YouTuber and that, you know, the people know you in the world. It's like, what the hell? It's like, do you not even look at my profile? A lot of them don't even look at your profile when they connect with you. They don't even like, oh, where do you live? It like says on my profile, I live in the UK, right? Do you know what I mean? It's just, they're just going and literally connecting with any blimmin' person that's on two legs with boobs, I think. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. There's no respect there. And I get sick of it, you know, and it's like constant, like, you know, the way some of them talk to me is just like disgusting. It's like, do you not realize how intelligent I am? Like, I know there's still stuff I can learn, everyone can learn, but I regard myself as a very intelligent girl. I know loads of stuff compared to what I used to know. I know my level of intelligence years ago, and I know it now, and it's very, very much higher. I don't have intelligence as much in certain things that I'm not specialised in. So, for example, geography, I'm not good at geography. History, I'm not interested in, apart from got history of medicine I know somewhat about, right? But geography, history, you know, things I'm not really interested in, I don't have, like, that much knowledge about. I admit that, because I'm not interested in it. I play to my strengths. So, well, you know, the things I'm really interested in, I really kind of like dive deep into quite a lot of those things, you know, to learn more and more and more. You know, I'm still learning more about the book publishing business, for example, because I've kind of like gone into the mindset now if I'm creating a book publishing business rather than just being a writer and author. This has meant I've had to like dive deep into more of the publishing world and understand it more. I still have a lot more to learn. I bought a course at the beginning of this year. I'm probably going to buy another one soon. So now I'm much more focused and dedicated on one specific aspect of my career and life, pushing forward rather than as many shiny objects as I used to be. In fact, I've got less and less shiny objects, you know. Shiny object syndrome is when you go off looking at the next new thing that might be the best. But I now know that building a book publishing business is what I want. I've only known that for years, but I haven't had so much confidence. Like, I've visualized me having lots of books out and, you know, signing books and Waterstones, for example, and stuff like that. I've visualized sometimes like that quite a long time. And I've visualized when I die, I'll have loads of books out and people will know me for my books. I'll be a world famous author. I've visualized that for quite a long time. But I also visualize me speaking a lot on stage as well. So that's quite interesting, isn't it? I would like to speak more, but so yeah, it's just very, very interesting what I visualize, you know. But when you are trying to get over an ex, it's good to have visualizations of the future. It's good to be able to plan forward, because if we look backwards, we'll keep getting upset and hurt, right? We've got to live in the moment now, understand that we haven't gone over an ex, cut all communication with that ex if you haven't done that already. This is very, very clear. You cannot get over an ex if you're still connected to them, right? Because you'll still always have the kind of like you'll still always have a backup plan with them. You know what I'm saying? It's not totally finished until it's over and finished. I met when was it? Was it last year or the year before? I met an Indian guy on a website, on a dating website, and he was older than I'd usually go for. I think he was in his 30s, but probably older 30s, which is not what I'd normally go for. But Anyway, to cut a long story short, this particular guy picked me to talk to because I'm asexual. And again, the stupid thing that I get really peed off about is, oh, you can be my friend, basically, and I can have an emotional connection with you while I still love someone else. And I hate it. This is what I'm getting, because people seem to just want to use asexuals, or specifically me, to have this wonderful emotional connection and friendship, but not actually commit to a relationship, because they're not looking for a relationship with me. They kind of want to use me to get the emotional connection they don't get elsewhere, and that, I'm not having it, you know? And so anyway, this guy, right, he even told me in the end, because I said, you know, I'm actually looking for a relationship. Like, I don't mind being a friend, but I'm doing that as a with a view to being in a relationship, because you have to be very blunt, upfront, and honest, so you don't waste each other's time. And he's like, oh, but I still love, I can only have a friendship with you because I love this person still, this woman. And he showed me a picture of her and him on like Skype together, and said, you know, like, she's married to someone else now, but we still do Skype chats, you know, so she's very much a part of his life, like, all the time. Well, she's got a husband, and it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, I just think that's so wrong. It's like, you know, he still loves her. He's told me he's not going to be with anyone else because he just loves her all the time. So, but he can't actually be married to her because someone else got married to her. It's like, well, if someone else got married to her, clearly that guy's better for her. She's chosen that guy because she thinks he's a better match. So just leave the life. Stop hankering after someone that's gone, you know? Liam. All they want is sex. You are a very intelligent woman, Sandra. I wish I had half your intelligence. You are amazing writer, Sandra. Oh, thank you, Liam. Lots of love. Thank you very much. Yeah, unfortunately, they do want sex. And I really just want an asexual guy, to be honest with you. I'm absolutely fed up with heterosexual guys now. Sorry to all the heterosexual guys, but at the moment I'm peed off, which is why I'm off dating, you know, not doing the dating apps, and why I'm having a dating app detox. I'm not actively looking and pursuing for a relationship anymore at the moment, because I know I've got very negative feelings towards Indian guys in general at the moment. I don't trust a lot of them now anymore, which is not great, because I've never really felt that way. And also, you know, I'm just really peed off with heterosexual guys. Like, you know, like, I do really need an asexual guy. Someone else said that to me the other day, and it is true, but it's kind of like really hard and difficult to find the right asexual guy for me when I love kissing so much. I have some sexual behavior, but zero sexual attraction. I'm nudity repulsed, yet love snogging for hours. You know, I'm a hyper romantic and a hyper kisser. I can kiss for up to 3 hours and not get bored, and I loved kissing. Like, kissing's a be all and end all of physical intimacy for me, you know? Oh, hi, Viola. Lots of love. Just to let you know, I've got to go in a few minutes because I'm Skyping my best asexual friend tonight. But yeah, it's nice to see you. I'm doing better, thank you. So yeah, so basically, you know, you've got to recognize when you are not over an ex and move forward with your life. So, you know, come off the dating apps, or put a break on the dating apps, right? If you're not over an ex, take time out for you to come to terms with your feelings that you're not over them, and learn how to be happy as much as possible on your own, and move forward with your own life and explore new avenues. Maybe like I'm doing, like I'm going on to meetup.com. I'm going to the groups, the 20 and 30 social club group. I'm going there now, and it's not an asexual club at all. And so when I say that I'm not happy with heterosexuals, I should specifically say I'm not happy with heterosexuals on dating apps and sites, because as Liam said, they're pretty much all after sex, and they don't really want a serious committed relationship. Not many people these days, in my opinion, want serious committed relationship. They're so used to swiping, they're not used to actually, I've got to be vulnerable with this person. I need to be fully opening my heart to this person. I need to commit to this person. I need to work to make a relationship work. And I need high levels of effective communication to do that. A lot of these people, as one other dating coach pointed out, are avoidant on dating sites. They're avoiding getting to a real relationship. That's why they want to do hookups and casual relationships or friends with benefits, because they can't hack the commitment, right? You know, and for me, I'm personally finding that they want friends with asexual benefits. So even if I don't want sex, they're wanting kissing hookups with me, or the emotional cheating, as I would call it, as in a deep emotional connection, doing everything you would usually do in a relationship with me in terms of the communication we have, but at the end of the day, they're going to go off and marry someone else or have sex with someone else. I'm not having that. I'm not interested in that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be used like that, you know? And I get fed up, like I said, like with people thinking just because I'm asexual, I don't want an actual relationship. I don't kiss my friends. I don't snog my friends. I don't sit on their lap and snog their face off. I do that only in a serious, committed relationship. I have never, like, had sex in the past. I have had sex in the past, but I've never ever had it outside of a relationship. Now I'm sex repulsed. Since 2011 was the last time I had sex, and I don't intend to have it again because I'm really not interested in it. I'm only interested in kissing and cuddling and holding hands, but kissing a lot, you know. And so for me, it's like really difficult. It is difficult to move on. It's difficult for anyone to move on. You have to acknowledge that. You have to acknowledge the pain you're going to go through. You're probably going to sometimes stop thinking about that person when you're getting over them. Then they're going to come back into your mind again. You're going to get triggers. So it was really difficult for me the other day when I went down the quayside on Sunday. I loved it because I was dancing, but there's a bench there where I kissed the 21-year-old. And so when I saw the bench, which I sat at that bench with friends before, is where I go quite a bit. So I have got different memories, but the last person I was there with, I think, was that guy. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I think it is. But I have also been with my friend as well. So I think I need to go again with my friend to put some new memories in. So that's something you need to do as well. Like if you've got certain places you go, certain things you do, and you've got the memories of an ex with that, it's much better to then go and do that, go in that area, or you know, do that thing with someone who's actually not your ex, so that you can put new memories into there. So maybe even in your own home where you live, you had that person in your home. And so it's good if you are in your own home to change your environment around. Like when me and my ex split up years ago, I actually did some painting in my bedroom, so paint the different color and stuff like that. So I'm just making the environment different. I'm changing it up so that I'm not actually holding too much memories of that person. So that's something you need to do. It hurts, especially when they reject you. Yeah, I don't care about rejection as in if you've got feelings for them, they don't reciprocate and then they're like, we're not suitable and that's it. But what's hurtful is if you get intimate with that person. So if I'm just on a dating site and they're like, we're not suitable, yes, it does hurt a little bit initially, but I usually can get over that really quickly because I haven't developed an attachment too much to them. But if it's like I met up with them and we got intimate in any way, or we were talking for some time, then it hurts more, you know? But there was one guy who was Indian actually on Facebook dating who we did have a soulmate connection, me and him. He knew it, I knew it, but he wanted an arranged marriage. And he just, I stopped talking to him. He said, you know, because it was causing me too much upset. And then he decided to unfriend me on Facebook and said, we need to go on, our life is just a different journey. And I understood that. And so we had to separate. But because it was kind of mutual, then that was fine. I sometimes think about him, but, you know, it's kind of like, it was left on good terms in the sense that, you know, I was saying to him, you know, I basically can't do this anymore. You know, and he's like, oh, well, if me talking to you all the time is upsetting for you, I'll stop doing it. I'm like, yeah. And then within 24 hours, I think it was, it's like, or 48 hours, it's like, well, we need to not be friends anymore, you know, because my journey is different to yours. He wants basically to go back to his country in a couple of years, have an arranged marriage, even though he had a soulmate connection with me. I said, so you'd rather your mother arrange your marriage with someone who you have no feelings with currently, who's a complete stranger to you, who do not have a soulmate connection with, than be with me in an actual soulmate connection relationship? To me, that makes no flaming sense whatsoever. But it's a lot of Indian culture. It's the way they are. He's like, well, my mother's been with me like X amount of years of my life. I've only just met you. I'm like, yeah, but they get you a person that you've never met, never spoke to, and haven't got a connection with, whereas you have with me. I know you have, and he knows he had as well. He was just messaging me more and more, and just like it felt so right, but it was wrong in the sense that he wasn't looking for a girl in the UK because he wanted to move abroad, and he actually rejected a wife that his mum picked for him because she wanted to actually come over to the UK, and he misses his family so much he's going to back over there. Yeah, the mother comes first, you see, and I can't really be having a relationship where the mother comes first. I'm not really that type of girl. I would want to get to know the mum and hopefully us to be friends and stuff like that, but I wouldn't want a guy who's ruled by what his mum and dad says. It would drive me up the wall. I'd feel very repressed as well if he wanted to live with his parents and stuff like that. I think I would. but I don't want to live with a guy either. So I'm a bit like question mark over that. But if he wanted me to live with him and his parents, that would be very claustrophobic. And personally, I prefer to like if the guy lived separately from his parents, because if I'm going to visit him, which I would be, I'd like my own space with him, you know? Your channel makes me glad I'm aromantic. Hi, Liam. Thank you so much. I'll take that as a compliment. Yeah, it is good to be aromantic. Everyone that's aromantic or aromantic, as most people pronounce it, I'm really pleased for you that you don't have these romantic feelings that just drive me nuts. And that if you don't have any romantic feelings whatsoever, you know, because obviously aromantic is a spectrum. Aromantic is someone who doesn't experience any romantic attraction whatsoever. So you can get aromantic heterosexuals, for example, and you can get aromantic asexuals. An aromantic asexual is someone who doesn't experience romantic attraction or sexual attraction. So often aromantics do not want to date and do not want a relationship because they have no need for it, because they don't experience romance. But it's a myth that all aromantics are like that. I know aromantics in relationships who do want to be in relationships. So it doesn't always mean that just because you're aromantic and don't experience romantic attraction, that you don't experience any types of attraction. I did a video where I said that they don't usually experience any types of attraction. And by, you know, quite a lot of the time, they don't experience many types of attraction. But since my journey of discovery, I've noticed that, you know, some aromantics can get aesthetic attraction, for example. Some might be a bit sensual. So, you know, but aromanticism is a spectrum as well. So you've got grey romantics. So you've always got to realise that. But a pure aromantic usually doesn't really experience any romantic attraction, not got any interest in it, not interested in a relationship, you know, but, you know, like I said, you know, they can sometimes experience aesthetic attraction still and stuff like that. And some aromantics want to be in a relationship, such as a queer platonic relationship, for example. I don't experience platonic attraction, which is a big issue, you know, like, so me being a hyper romantic is not a normal thing for asexuals, and me loving kissing is not a normal thing for asexuals. What if a guy finds a girl for sexual relationship, just for sexual hookup as a girlfriend? Well, it's up to the girlfriend, it's up to the girl if she allows that. But in heterosexuals who are aromantic tend to not mind hookups. I'll let you know this now. If you're on the aromantic spectrum and they're heterosexual or a sexual person rather than asexual, in my experience, there are heterosexuals who are aromantics who can literally just hook up because they have no romantic feelings, they don't want any commitment, and they literally just want to hook up for sex. And that's quite a common theme I've seen amongst aromantic sexuals, or even some aromantic grey asexuals as well. So you have to understand, me personally, I feel that an asexual aromantic is more likely to want some sort of deep friendship bond, even if they don't want a relationship. But in my experience of talking to and interacting maybe in posts or seeing posts of heterosexuals, or even there's a channel I watch sometimes which is aromantic but not asexual, are a lot of those people, they actually, you know, can have a relationship just for hooking up for sex, and then they will literally, you know, that's all they need because they don't need an emotional attachment bond or any commitment. Gamer, need to talk about it. If they want romance and you can't give them it, then best to not get involved. Yes, I totally agree with that. Do not get involved in a romantic relationship if you don't want it. And I have to end this here because I've got to Skype my best asexual friend tonight. It's been a wonderful discussion. Thanks, Yola, Liam, and Gamer for enjoying the chat, joining in. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell icon and thumbs up. The thumbs up really help my channel out, help raise awareness of asexuality. And yeah, and that's a really good thing. So thumbs up if you like this, got any value from it. And I'll see you next time on the next live stream or video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon. Hit the bell icon. There's loads of people that watch and they're not subscribed. Subscribe, people. Subscribe. It really helps the channel out and helps asexuality as a consequence. Lots of love. Bye. See you soon.